Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel, or hi if you're new. It's Libby. Today I'm doing a very late August wrap up. Now, in the month of August, I did pretty good. I read 10 books, 9 physical, 1 ebook, and I had a pretty solid reading week. I had one 3-star read, and that was it. The rest were 4.5 stars. So, all in all, I had a pretty decent reading week. So, reading month. I don't know why I said week. It's been a long day. So, I'm going to go through my physical books. And then my ebook that I read was in the middle of the physical books. So, the first book I ended up finishing in the month of August was Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I enjoyed this. I gave this a 4.5 stars. Now, this is an interesting concept because this follows our main character, Signa, who ever since she was a baby, people die around her. She literally has death looming over her head. And then she goes to this relative's family and stays, and she tries to find out who poisoned one of the family members, and things get crazy from there. But I did thoroughly enjoy this. I have the second book, which you'll see in my August book haul, which will come after this video, I believe. So I did thoroughly enjoy this. If you want to pick this up, please do. I got the paperback copy of Belladonna because by the time I got it, the hardcover was not available in stores. So, but I got the hardcover copy of Foxglove. So you'll see that shortly. But I did enjoy Belladonna. So I'm excited to read the second book. So the next one, I just mentioned this author in my haul, not my vlog that I started because I did a little book haul in the vlog. That is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I gave this a 4.5 as well. A lot of these are 4.5. And this follows Naomi, who she goes back to the town where she grew up, I think. I can't remember, I think she grew up. But she has an evil twin, and one day Naomi gets to this town and she finds out that her twin has already ransacked her hotel room that she's staying in and leaves behind her niece that she never knew existed. So her twin sister took her car, the rest of her cash, and all that. And then she meets Knox, who is a typical bad boy, and yeah, there's tension and stuff goes from there. Knox also has a past, but we'll just leave it at that. You'll have to read this to find out his past. So I'm not going to say anything, but I'm excited to continue this trilogy. Then I read Fine Print by Lauren Asher, and I gave this a 4.5 as well. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I am not going to get the rest of the series until I finish the Dirty Air series. I'm not sure what this series is called, to be honest. Dreamland Billionaire series, I think. So, I want to say it's the Dreamland Billionaire series, but it doesn't say. So, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. This follows Rowan, who is trying to win his grandfather's amusement park. And then there's Zara, who works at the amusement park. It's a family thing for her. And then she ends up being part of the creative committee. And then those two fall for each other. And it goes from there. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Love these two characters. I will get the second and third book eventually to continue. Maybe this year, so I don't have to wait too long. But thoroughly enjoyed it. So, next, romance. I read a lot of romance this month in August. I finally read The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book in the Off Canvas series. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. I also gave this one a 4.5 stars. It's not quite a 5-star read, but it's close. This we follow Hannah Wells, who is trying to get out of her comfort zone, and then she has a crush on somebody. And we also follow Garrett Grahams, who is a professional hockey player, or he wants to play professional hockey, but he finds out his GPA is tumbling downhill. And then he asks Hannah to tutor him, but Hannah has the other deal. So she helps Graham with his classes, and Graham will help her feel more comfortable in the bedroom. So that's where this was. I thoroughly enjoyed it though. Loved all the side characters. The roommates Graham has are crazy, and I do have the third and fourth book to read, so excited to continue. I reread Across the Universe by Beth Revis. I gave this a 3. I'm now leaning more toward a 3.5 stars for this one, but I think I rounded it up to 4 on Goodreads. It was a reread. I enjoyed it. It's very complicated to explain what it's about, but we follow our main character as she gets frozen with her parents, and she is not supposed to wake up until years later, and she accidentally ends up getting woken up, and she finds herself on this spaceship called Godspeed, and stuff goes spiral from there. But I enjoyed it. I do need to continue the series to finish it off, but leaning more toward a 3.5 stars for this one. So then I finished My Fiance's Dad, and that was a quick little, I want to say it's a novella. I give that 3 stars. It was good, it just wasn't for me. But our main character in this one, she's engaged, and then she finds out that her fiance is gay and is in love with someone else, and then she falls for his father. So there's that. But then I read Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I gave this a 4.25 stars. This, perfect for autumn, perfect for Halloween, because hello, about witches. And this is just perfect for anything, basically. We follow our main character, Reggie, who answers to a job for a newspaper, but her roommate doesn't want her to take it because he thinks it's cliche. Turns out she doesn't believe in all the witches and stuff, but she turns out she actually goes and works for a real witch. And then there's the witch's nephew, who is a wizard, and it's a grumpy sunshine romance, obviously, and it's just so good. If you haven't read this yet, I would highly recommend picking it up around this time because it is perfect to do so. There's that one. Then I read a YA contemporary, which I haven't read in the longest time, but once I started this book, I got sucked in to this, and that is Float by Katie Marchand. This was a Wattpad book, and I enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars. Now this, we follow our main character, Waverly, as her parents don't take her on the summer trips that they go on this year, so she goes to Florida to stay with her aunt, and she's from Alaska. But she ends up meeting the next door neighbor, and she fits in with his crowd of friends, and things go from there. Our main character is also finding herself as well, so I enjoyed this. I definitely would reread it next summer. So it's a fun, quick, contemporary trigger warnings for divorce. So both families, Waverly and Blake, both families, one has a divorce and one's family is a parent died. So keep that in mind before going into this. So there are dark themes, but it's done really well. Then I read Finally Caved, and I picked it up and read it and enjoyed it. A lot of these books you'll see in my August book haul because I bought them in August and then I read them. But I picked this up and flew through it in 2 days, and I enjoyed it. I mean, this was better than A Worthy Opponent by Katie Roberts. So much better. And that is Hooked by Emily McIntyre, and I loved this. In this, we follow, obviously, James, he's always had an agenda to destroy his enemy, which is Peter Michaels. And in this one, Peter is. And in this one, Wendy is Peter's daughter in this. She's 20-year-old, and she ends up going to James's bar one day, and then James uses Wendy as leverage, and they end up falling for each other. And I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was so good. I want to get the rest of the series soon so I can read it because the newest one just came out. But this was so good. The next one is Scarred. So, but can't wait to continue. Started a lot of series this month, if you can't tell. And then I had another reread for this. I gave this 4 stars. I knocked it down. It was a 5-star when I first read it, but I knocked it down, gave it a 4 afterwards, because I have the second and third book now. It's A Curse so Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's done really well, and what's the word I'm looking for? I'm blanking on the word, but there's cerebral palsy in here, so keep that in mind, but it's done really, really well. So this follows our main character Harper as she saves someone from being kidnapped and taken to the world called Emberfell, and we have our main male character, Prince Brent, who has been placed under a curse, and if he doesn't destroy it, he will turn into a beast and stay there forever. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed this. There is tension between all 3 of our characters in here, and then Gray is Brent's bodyguard. But there is tension in all 3 of these characters, so I think it's a love triangle. I could be wrong, but I think it was a love triangle at one point. But I don't know, because I haven't read the second and third book yet. I plan to really soon. But this is definitely perfect for fall because of the dark atmosphere that it's in. And it's really good. It took me a little bit to get through this, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, those were all of the 10 books that I read in August. Let me know down below what books you read. If you read any of these, let me know your thoughts. I would love to know. And hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and leave any fall emoji or stack of books emoji if you would like. If you got to the end of this video, let me know, and I will check you guys in my next video. Bye guys.